All right, everyone, we are back. It's Wednesday. We're live again. I am Scott, and this is Megan, and together we make up Plum Crazy Adventures.
Yes, we do.
So, welcome back, guys, to Hump Day. It is a Wednesday, so
Yes, it is. Bear with me. Whoa, that isn't good. Give me 1 second, guys. My phone decided to shut off. So I apologize for those of you on Facebook that just dealt with that. And I am not liking this at all because we're even here, but we are completely off kilter over here on our Facebook. So bear with me 1 minute while we try to get this straightened out a little bit.
that's a little better.
Yeah, I think that's going to work out a little bit better. So, hello. And Scott, you need to back up a little bit. I think that's part of the problem. All right.
Man.
Obviously, we were not live last week. I had a fantastic evening working with my business development manager for Carnival Cruise Line. Got to see her, which is the first time in 4 years that I've been able to see her.
Mhm.
Was supposed to see her in 2020. Obviously, we know what happened then.
What?
And we're just not even going to go there. So it was really nice being able to catch up with her, talk to fellow agents. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining us. And just have a really great evening learning about the Carnival Venezia that will be going in and out of New York for a while. She's going to be doing the fall foliage tours going up into Canada, Nova Scotia. And then she will be going down to, I believe, Miami for some warmer temps and stuff next year at some point.
Okay.
So very, very good meeting. Very, very excited to be able to bring you guys more information on that. Cornerville is in the house. Christopher just came to say hi, getting to clean and pack. Well, that is a shocker that you are going to clean. So by all means, go do that. So, and for those of you that don't know, Christopher is our oldest son. So I am allowed to say that to him.
Yeah, we just don't randomly pick on our people that come on.
Well, a couple of them maybe, if they know me really well. But
Yeah.
I won't be that mean to them. So, want to give a huge shout out. We are officially at 268 subscribers on our YouTube channel.
Thank you. Welcome to the family, everyone.
Welcome to the family. I did want to say we have 96 edited videos on our channel.
Yes, we are quickly approaching the 100th video.
Yeah.
Edited video.
Yeah.
So that is very exciting.
If the video that we had planned on doing that would have been released last Sunday had worked out, we would have been at 97. I'm not related. This family crazy, like Plum Crazy. Yes, we are.
Yep.
And yes, you are a part of it. So very, very excited about that with our edited videos. So we've got something really special planned for our 100th.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you Facebookers, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure you do so because you're not going to want to miss our 100th episode that we're going to put up on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we've got something really cool planned for that 100th episode. So
yeah,
definitely want to check it out. So real quick, before we get it started in here, I don't know if anybody's heard, but Tina Turner passed away today at 83 years of age, peacefully in Switzerland.
May she rest in peace.
Yes. So
our thoughts and prayers are with her family.
Yep. So sad news about that, but just wanted to say thanks for all the great entertainment and stuff that you provided us, Tina. So,
yes, most definitely.
So anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about travel, and we're going to be talking about last-minute travel destinations.
Yes, but before we get into that, we are going to talk about some theme park news because Universal and Disney have dropped bombshells on us over the past 2 weeks. Since we didn't do our live last week, I've got double the amount of news that I need to go over.
Okay.
So let's talk about Universal first, which, by the way, is one of our destinations if you want to have a nice summer vacation.
Oh, and real quick before she gets started, guys, you might hear some train noises in the background. It could be a train from outside, But more than
It's probably
likely,
not.
it's coming from our television in the other room because Nick is in there and he has found a station or a channel on YouTube that has to do with all about trains.
Yes.
So
He has
is.
discovered the wonders of YouTube.
Yes, he has.
And
And
he
it's a
is
little
driving
frightening.
us a little nuts with the amount of train videos that he has found
So,
and fallen in love with.
If you hear a train horn in the background and we don't go, hold on a minute, guys, there's a train coming.
Yeah.
It's coming from the other room. So
We did steal the remote, so we can't make the volume go up.
yes.
But that doesn't mean anything, because as you all well know, especially if you watch our YouTube channel, some of our videos have really great sound, and then there's other videos where I do everything I can and it's really quiet and it gets really loud. So
yeah.
hopefully he won't hit one of those videos this evening.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into the park news and stuff with everything that's been going on. The one thing, the Forbidden Journey has officially closed at Islands of Adventure.
No, it hasn't.
Not Forbidden Journey. Good Lord. Poseidon's Fury is what I meant to say.
Poseidon's Fury.
Oh.
Yes, Nick does love his remotes and he knows how to use them. So, yeah, Poseidon's Fury is officially closed. Now, what he saw and what confused him, because my lovely notes for the evening, they're too far away even with his glasses. So he saw Forbidden Journey and said it, but Forbidden Journey will be closing temporarily for maintenance on June 8th.
Oh.
So if you are planning, I don't have anybody personally that's going to be there on June 8th, but if you are, just be aware the ride itself is going to be shut down, but I would think that they would be doing castle tours, which honestly, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, if you guys haven't done that yet, and when you get down there, you need to go do that. That is, wow.
You don't have to ride the ride.
No, you don't have to ride the ride. Just go take the tour. It's worth it in itself. So
yeah, remember when we did that for our 10-year anniversary because we didn't have the kids pressuring us into going onto it.
And we walked through and recorded it, and we were like, oh man, this is so fascinating. And we got all the way home, and we started watching the video and realized it was so dark you couldn't see anything. So we had to scrap the whole thing.
Yeah. Next time I went down, I was able to get pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyway, over at Universal Studios, Minion Land signage is just up as of, I think, yesterday. So one of the things I thought was really interesting, obviously, you have the Minions on the Minions Land sign.
Yep.
As soon as you walk into Universal Studios, you're basically on Illumination Avenue. So you're really thrust into Minions Land as soon as you come in,
yes, you
which
are.
is interesting. I've never really. Universal Studios is a really interestingly laid out park. And so I thought that was a little different. And there are 22 Minions that you can find throughout the land. Where did he learn that? With the remotes. He learned it from the best.
I don't know whether Dad's talking about with the remotes or where Chris learned how to clean.
Oh.
So it could go either way. So
well, either one.
Yeah, Chris got it beat into his head how to clean it, when he was home. And Nick,
not that he does it that way very often, but
no. Nick picked up those remotes and wow. The kid knows how to do things. He's making it do things I didn't even know knew it could do. So
at least he's not making it speak French. But anyway.
Oh my God! Thank God he doesn't.
Back to Minions Land. So there are 22 different Minions that you can find throughout Minions Land once everything is opened up, and you can get your photo ops and such with them. So I'm really looking forward to this summer, or it'll be fall by the time we get down there.
Yeah.
We do not have summer plans at this point. Going down and finding all 22 Minions in Minions Land.
Well, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but on Facebook, I follow Universal Studios, and one of the guests came in, and they actually up against the wall where the construction wall, they have like the fart blaster gun, and the Minions on the other side going like that. And this guy walked up and pretended like he just blew a great big fart right at the Minion. And it was such a funny photo, and I absolutely loved it. But it's those little things that that you never forget. And I've gotten
even the construction walls are fun.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten so many little photos and stuff, little things like like standing underneath the sign that says, "I think I'm going to need a vacation from this vacation." Yeah, that's one of
Toon
my.
Lagoon is really good for those photo ops.
That was one of my favorite photos that I did, and
the one where you're laying on the ground.
yeah, where I completely fell down, and that was the best one. So.
Yep.
But I'm sorry, I got on a tangent there. But
That's
anyway,
okay. It's fun. So now the Illuminations VenomCon Minion Blast, obviously that will be opening this summer with the rest of the Minions land. We know quite a bit about it, but once it gets a little bit closer to opening, we'll probably dive into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the fun thing is they've announced the Illuminations Minion Cafe, which we knew was coming. But it's going to be themed after Kevin, Stuart, Bob, and Otto. So I'm really excited that they're going to be doing that. There's going to be the kitchen, there's going to be the dining room, and there's a third location. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
But you're going to be able to see some of your favorite Minions doing different things inside of the Minions Cafe in like each section. So I think that's really cool. There's also Bake My Day, which has a giant pink cupcake that I think blew everybody's minds when they walked into the park one day and was like, "Oh my God, there's a cupcake!"
Cupcake.
And so obviously there's going to be cupcakes and other sweet treats and stuff at that location. Yeah. It'll be a walk up, and then there's
that used to be the location for the Monsters restaurant, wasn't it?
No, the Minions Cafe is where the Monsters restaurant is. The the Bake My Day that has a giant pink cupcake, I think, is where the Monsters used to twirl, but it was a refreshment stand underneath it.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
I was a little confused on that.
Wish I could pay attention, but my only time video with Lucky after her wake and I both asleep. LOL. Love you all. Oh, John, thanks for joining us for a couple of minutes. Please tell Lucky we said hello and to keep posting those photos because someday I'm going to come and see her in Thailand, and I can't wait to have her be our tour guide.
Yes, definitely.
And then another place is Pop Onana, which is a pretty much everything banana. Let's face it. I mean, Minions. I mean, their favorite thing is bananas. Obviously, you're going to be able to get bananas, some banana smoothies, soft serve, things like that. But the most interesting thing, banana popcorn. I want to try it.
Yeah, that actually doesn't sound that bad.
I probably hate it, but I want to try it.
Yeah, I think I might like it because I like bananas.
Yeah. Yeah, you do like your bananas. There's also going to be a Freeze Ray Pops where you're going to be able to get some frozen treats. Cool. And then Illumination Theater. Now, this is going to be a cool place where you're going to be able to meet several of the Minions. Oh, I'm getting dragged over.
I'm just realizing that your head keeps popping off the side of the screen.
I'm sorry. I'm looking down, and as I'm looking down, I'm looking off to the side. So I do apologize for that. Illumination Theater, you're going to be able to see several different Minions and have a meet and greet with them.
Cool.
Gru and the girls, which are Margot, Edith, and Agnes. Fun fact, my grandmother's name was Agnes. So,
really? That's pretty cool.
Nanny's name was Agnes. I almost had Agnes as my middle name. So, and then another thing I thought was really cool that they announced is you're going to be able to see some Sing characters also at Illumination Theater.
No kidding.
Yeah. So you're going to be able to see Rosita, Gunther, and Johnny. And I'm like, Nick is going to have so much fun with that because Sing 2 is by far his favorite movie right now.
Yeah. So, and I think Johnny's one of his favorite characters because he absolutely loves
He likes Johnny and he likes Gunther. I mean, how do you not like Gunther?
And of course, Rosita. Is it?
Rosita, yeah.
That's she's the grandma.
No, she's the pig.
She's the pig. Okay. What's the
Miss Crawley?
Miss Crawley. Yes. Yeah. The
Grandma.
Grandma. It's the one he calls Grandma all the time. So, Mom and Dad, if you haven't watched Sing 2, you need to because Miss Crawley.
We watched it with them, remember? Right around Christmas.
Yeah, we watched it, but
I don't know if they actually watched it.
We were all gabbing, so they actually need to sit down and watch it and pay attention to it with us not there. So that way they know that, Mom knows who Grandma is.
She's gonna love Nick for that.
I have nothing to do with it.
And then our last bit of news for Universal Studios is they are celebrating Jurassic Park because Jurassic Park came out 30 years ago.
That is incredible. And they have the tribute store getting ready to open for it too.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
dude,
actually opens on Friday, May 26th.
Yeah. Like I want to break through the gates to go see that.
I know.
Like, and you better take, if we do get in there, you better take the credit cards away from me, because I'm telling you, I'm going to come out of there with some gear.
He has a Jurassic Park windbreaker and several T-shirts, and yeah. I mean, I have a Jurassic Park hoodie. I can't say a whole lot. What do you mean talking? We were all talking when we were watching Sing 2. So anyway, the other thing that you can do is you can watch the original Jurassic Park at the City Walk Cinemark on June 9th, 10th, and 11th. They're bringing it back into the cinema for 3 days at City Walk.
Man, we're not going to be down there. Dang it.
Nope.
Dang it.
Almost. I would go over. I would do that.
Yeah, I would do.
I'd drive from the Space Coast and watch it that night and then come back.
I would too. I would too.
So, and then one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to talk about all these things, there's all this exciting stuff that's happening at Universal. This is a great place for you to be able to go. Last minute summer destination.
Mm-hmm.
You can drive it. You can fly it. We prefer flying just because there are several different carriers between Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Columbus, Akron even, that go nonstop straight down to Orlando. So it makes it really convenient to fly.
Philly, Boston, New York.
Yep, wherever you guys are. Pretty much everybody has a direct flight, feels like, to Orlando. But what makes it such a great summer destination this year, they brought their buy 3 days, get 2 day free ticket back.
Yeah.
Do a week at Universal, because believe me, you're going to be able to do it, especially if you do the 3-park one. So you have Volcano Bay, because there's a ton that you can do at Volcano Bay. But do a week, do 7 nights, stay at Cabana Bay or Aventura, or if you want to have the Premier Pass, Hard Rock or Royal Pacific, Portofino Bay. But stay at one of those resorts, not the Surfside or Dockside, but stay at one of those resorts. And on your 2 days that you're not doing something in the parks, or even if your afternoon, you're like, I don't want to go back to the parks, go pool hopping at all these different pools. So it's a fantastic vacation destination.
And literally the pool hopping, it's an attraction all to itself. I mean, because some of these pools are so well themed that it's just unbelievable. I mean, Cabana Bay, you can go in there and they have a lazy river.
Exactly.
I mean, if you didn't want to go into
it's open by now.
It should be by now. You would think, with it almost being summertime, they would have it ready to go. Oh, he always does
I've got
this.
a kitty cat garden on my feet right now.
He came in and laid on mine, so I had to pull my feet back. So at least he didn't scare me this week.
This is good.
He's getting good at that. I'm telling you. Weird little cat.
Yeah. Fat cat.
Yeah, big fat cat.
So yeah, it's a really great vacation destination. And once you're there, they've got all the transportation taken care of for you.
Yeah.
You've got City Walk. If you you parents, adults want to go and get a couple drinks or something after the park's closed, City Walk's a great place to do that. Pat O'Brien's, go have a really nice, authentic Mexican meal at Antojitos with the whole family.
I can taste that chips and salsa right now.
Yep. Get the kids completely hyped up on milkshakes from the Chocolate Emporium, and then send them into the parks for the afternoon. It's really a great place. A lot of things that you can do, and it's great for all ages, really.
Yeah, it is.
There is a lot of things that younger kids can do. It's not just for teenagers and adults.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the great thing I love about the new Minion stuff that they're bringing in, because now it's attracting the younger kids to come in, because before, about 10 years ago, there really wasn't a lot for younger kids to do, and now they're trying.
They didn't know what it was,
right? And now they're trying to turn that attention toward the younger generation and pull that younger generation, that younger crowd into the parks and stuff in there too. So, and I think they're doing a wonderful job with it. And I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with that park back in there behind ET.
Yep. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yep.
So, so yeah, Universal, tons of things. If you're thinking about going, definitely reach out to us and we can help you get that vacation started. So, lots and lots of advice because we've been there, done that several times. We've got firsthand experience, and we'll make sure you have the best time that we can possibly make sure that you have.
Yep. And Epic Universe, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet on the internet and stuff and on Facebook. But man, is that park coming along. The hotels and stuff are shooting up like weeds.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
They've gotten, there are certain rides and stuff that you're already starting to see formations of the tracks and stuff and different things that they're putting up. And it's getting more and more exciting day by day.
Yeah.
Every time we turn around, they're shooting video or shooting pictures out to us and stuff and teasing us with it and stuff. So, but it's great because we're staying on top of it. We know exactly what's going on. And I just cannot wait to step foot in that new park.
I know. It's going to be really cool. So on to Walt Disney World because Disney, they have also announced a ton of things.
Yes, they
did. It's another really great vacation destination if you're thinking about going this summer. There is still some availability in depending on which category you're looking at, there might be a little bit more slim pickings, but they do have a lot of discounts going on right now. Like if you're a Disney Visa member, have a Disney Visa credit card, you can get discount for your room, which is really great, and a few other things. But what we need to talk about is starting on Friday, May 26th, you're going to be able to meet Ariel from the live action Little Mermaid over in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think that is a really cool thing. The other thing is Disney has heard and they are starting to listen. Thank you, Bob Iger. Yes. They are doing a VI pass holder days from May 31st through June 30th. They are actually going to be celebrating their pass holders again, which I think is so great. What this is basically going to include is it's going to be some deeper discounts depending on what your discount category is. It'll be a little bit deeper than it normally is. There will be certain food items and things like that that are pass holder exclusives. I'm sure if you're not and you really want it, they'll still sell it to you. They're also giving away, based on availability, an annual pass holder Figment magnet. So they're bringing back the annual pass holder magnets. You can get that in the Creation Shop in Epcot.
Okay, how much do I got to pay to be an annual pass holder so I can get the magnet?
$1,400. Oh, because we're not in state.
All right, we need to get down there a lot quicker.
I know. Oh. So there's also a dedicated lounge in the Land Pavilion that you can go into, which is really great. And then there are Figment photo props in Epcot right in front of Imagination with Figment. So you can get some special photos and stuff done as an annual pass holder.
Cool.
They also have a Wally and Eve magic shot that they are going to be doing in front of the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom.
Awesome.
So, and those are annual pass holder exclusive items. So make sure that you get down there and you enjoy those because those are going to be from May 31st through June 30th.
Yeah.
And I think it's so great that they're finally doing something like that for annual pass holders again. They've done them in the past. They really haven't brought them back a whole lot post-pandemic. So I'm glad they're making more of a concentrated effort.
Well, it's time for them to thank, it's time for Disney to thank the annual pass holders because without the annual pass holders, what would Disney be? I mean, you stop. I would just love to hear a number of how many annual pass holders there really are.
Right.
Because, I mean, like driving around.
And not just the locals. Just
I mean, driving around up here in Pittsburgh, I bet I see
them all the time.
2, 3, or 4 a day. Like on the back of the vehicles. So it's amazing to me to think how many there
how
might
many
be.
of them kept theirs too is the other issue. Because let's face it, things haven't always been so great the past couple of years. But they're starting to make a turnaround. Now, one thing that I don't want to say we were shocked by, because it's really not a shocking thing, but we do need to have a conversation about it. The Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon, she's going to be closing, and her last voyage is going to be from September 28th to September 30th.
Yep.
Anybody that is booked a later than that Star Cruise, They will be getting contacted by Disney to either change their dates or talk about refund options.
Yeah. Okay, guys. First of all, I seen this coming a long time ago.
Exactly.
This is the most. I've seen this, and I think it's a cool experience, but not for the price. I think honestly, it was so expensive they literally priced themselves out of anybody being able to afford to be able to do this. I mean, you almost have to be like.
Yeah, family of 4, I think, was an estimated anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000.
Yeah,
for a 2-day experience and 3-day, 2-night experience. That included your ticket into Hollywood Studios, so you could experience Batu if you chose to.
Yeah, I mean that's the price of a used car,
and
that's crazy. It's
price
just
of a
like,
new car. If you spend $20,000, I mean, you can get a stripped down Kia Soul brand new for $20,000.
Yeah, so. But I mean, it just, to me, it just boggled my mind that they were charging that high of a price. And I knew back when they started this, it was going to collapse.
And it's a fantastic concept.
Yeah, it is.
But again, I mean, it's speaking to a very specific group.
Mm-hmm.
And then they niched it down even further by making it basically LARPing, like live action play.
Yeah.
And I don't know how comfortable I would be with that. Like, I consider myself like an extroverted introvert. Like, I get to a point, like, I can't deal anymore. I have to shut down. Like, I'm done. I can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Scott can go all day and he'll be fine with that kind of stuff. Me, I get totally overwhelmed. I have to take myself out of the situation.
Yeah.
And for that amount of money, I would be really upset with myself that I had to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people were like-minded, like me, that are like, okay, like I can't do this anymore.
And I get that. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are like that. I mean, or are very uncomfortable with the situation that, like the resistance comes in, I mean, they might be like, oh my God, what's going on in front of me? And I don't want to give too much away on everything that goes on, but like Rise of the Resistance, that's like a taste of exactly what they do.
I think that's fair.
It's really close.
Yeah.
Probably turned up a few more notches, actually.
Yeah.
So
now, I agree. I think that they need to close it down. They need to revamp everything.
Yeah.
That being said, I really hope that they do something a little bit different. And I've been in a couple of conversations with like fellow agents and stuff that focus on Disney as much as we do. One thing that I mentioned that we had all mentioned was it would be really great if they would just reopen it as a hotel that you actually keep the experience, keep the going up to the Halcyon, but the Halcyon is your hotel that you're going to be staying in at the property. And another one was, change it up a little bit so that people can still get that experience if they choose to as an add-on package.
Yeah.
Or they can go stay on the Halcyon as a just as like a hotel for them, and it stays docked in space.
Yeah.
So,
and I think
certain voyages they'll go out. Okay, so maybe once a week or every 2-3 weeks or something, they bring back that experience for everybody because they're going on a voyage.
They're changing it up every once in a while.
And
it's
then
not the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I the one thing I was thinking about would be great for the people that would stay at the hotel. Create that separate entrance into the park right there. If they had that entrance right there, I think it would be really cool for them. What?
I've given it full power, Captain. That's the wrong franchise.
Yeah. Star Trek, Dad, not Star Wars.
I love that he did that, though. It's funny.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
But
Nick thought it
was funny too. So I think that it's a really I'm sad that it didn't last very long. I mean, what, like maybe 18 months, if that? Like, it didn't last very long. I think a lot of people that maybe were saving up and hoping that they were going to be able to do it someday
Yeah.
are going to be really disappointed, because I mean that is definitely a once in a lifetime thing to be able to
Yeah.
do, I think.
I really think the Imagineers need to sit down, look at it, reconfigure it, and make it make more sense and make it more
For the general
affordable,
public, yeah.
affordable for people to do it.
Yeah.
You don't make it for the rich. You need to make it for us modern folk that, go
Well,
out and do the 9 to 5 every day.
And you need to do it for the people, because honestly, how many couples are out there that both of them are like absolutely obsessed? And yes,
Exactly.
we're going to do this.
Exactly.
I
mean,
like
in
for
this
instance, in our
relationship,
household,
she's the geek about Star Wars. I'm not. I'm the geek about ET.
that's a fair. I was going to say, like JT and Noah, they have watched every single animated, like anything that is out there that's Star Wars related. Yep. They have seen it. They know about it. They know all the lore. I'm not quite that far into it, but I do really enjoy it. Scott, like you've watched the movies, and we've watched the like Mandalorian, Boba Fett and stuff.
Yeah.
And you like that stuff, but you're not like into everything.
I'll tell you why.
So for him to go, okay, we're going to spend $10,000 on this.
No,
he's going to be like, no.
I wouldn't be interested.
Whereas me, or I would still be like on the fence, but JT maybe would be like, oh no, I'm going to spend 10 grand. I don't care. So I know he's terrible tonight. It's too funny.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the reason why I do like Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, but the main reason why I like it so much is because of the music, the composed music that's in all of the all the scores and stuff that are in all the films and all the television series and stuff. I absolutely love the music, listening to it. I mean, it is just, and especially
one
the
of our channels
Mandalorian
on Pandora.
The Mandalorian is my new favorite Star Wars music. So
I love it.
All right, now you're gonna get that in my head. I'm gonna be thinking.
Oh, it was already in your head. Don't even lie to me. So anyway, so if that's something that you guys want to do, definitely reach out, because there is a very limited number of voyages left.
Yes.
We can tell you, we can definitely figure out what is left and what the price will be for you, so that you can get to do that before it closes. Like I said, last voyage is September 28th to September 30th.
Yeah.
So, but now Disney is a fantastic, that is the way. This is the way.
Yes, this is the way. This is the way to your next vacation.
Yes. So anyway, Disney actually released a really great deal. It is a 4-park magic ticket. Okay. So for $99 per day, which would be $396 plus tax, you get 4 per person.
Yes.
You get 4 parks in 4 days. You cannot do 2 days at Magic Kingdom and skip one. It's one for each park. This is something that they just released out this week. They had been talking about it, but I think it was yesterday, actually. They went live, so you can do the 4 parks. So really great deal. And the other nice thing about it is, because it's a dated ticket when you purchase, so say for instance, I apologize. Say for instance, you go and June 15th is your first day. Well, you're going to have, I think it's like 6 days or 7 days from that June 15th in order to use all 4 of your tickets. You don't have to use each one every single day and kill yourself. You can take a break in between. But nice thing is, a theme park reservation isn't going to be needed with this.
No.
Because it's a dated ticket.
Yep.
So definitely, I think this is a really great thing. If you are thinking about doing a Disney vacation, they're definitely wanting to get their numbers up. And we've got some really great ways for you guys to be able to beat the heat at Walt Disney World for a summer vacation, if this is something you're thinking about doing with your kiddos or as adults. So, but I'm excited about that. Moving on. I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm losing steam, y'all.
It's been a long week already.
Still got 2 more days. But it's holiday weekend.
Yes. 2 more days and I've got 3 off.
Yep. So, let's go ahead and talk about now. For those of you that aren't familiar and are watching this either replay or live with us, we are located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Right.
So this is we are. The next things that we're going to be talking about are great destinations if you wanted to have a driving trip with your family. You didn't want to have to deal with the flights. You didn't want to have to deal with anything like that. Some really great driving destinations, whether it's for a weekend, long weekend, an entire week, whatever you guys want to do. If you guys are wanting to do a driving trip, those are some of my favorite to plan. So definitely reach out to me and tell me, hey, we want to see this and this and this. How can you help us put this together?
Yeah. You would be surprised how many of those she's actually done and planned.
Yeah.
Not ours.
Not just ours.
Not just ours. There's been a ton of people that we've worked on and taken care of. It is so cool. You guys, you miss so much when you fly. There's so much on the ground that you're driving or you're flying over top of that you don't get to see. You know, when you're driving, you get to see those things. And that's the things like as you're driving down. So say like if you're leaving from Pittsburgh and driving to Florida, we got destinations and stuff that you could stop and see all the way down through. Like, I mean, for instance, driving into West Virginia and you go across the new River Gorge Bridge, take an hour, stop in, rest your legs, go to the bathroom, go through the state park office there, and they've got a bunch of stuff, information and stuff of how it was formed, how they built it, what it was used for, what it's currently being used for, how the bridge got built. You know, I mean, just everything that goes on. And then you head on down the road and you can stop in North Carolina and go see in Charlotte, go see the at the racing capital of the United States, basically, and go see the NASCAR Hall of Fame and stop in there for an hour and go tour that a little
something
bit.
We haven't done yet. Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
Christopher has, I believe.
Yeah, he's done it. But there's so many little things that you can do. Or if you wanted to take a couple weeks driving and go down the coastline and stop at little towns and stuff on the way. And
Coke.
Yeah, okay. Stop in Atlanta, go visit the Coke Museum. Thank you. Man, what is wrong with me tonight? I can't talk.
I don't know.
But there's so many little things that you can do all the way down through there. But this is also more about the destinations and stuff that anyway, I'll let her keep talking.
It's okay. I like it when he gets on those tangents because I just want to see where he's going to end up. So what I think would be really fun, because we've got about 43 minutes left, let's take 5 minutes and like rapid fire, like you say a destination, say what you really enjoy about it and the things that you can do. And then in 5 minutes, we'll switch to another destination.
Okay. Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's
not where I thought he was going to go. It's that's a lot farther than I thought.
It's a little bit further of a drive. You're looking probably about 12 hours from here in Pittsburgh. And depends on.
JetBlue does have direct flights.
Yes, they do.
Are very reasonable.
They do. But Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, you can go see Cheers.
Yeah.
The original. There is a bar named Cheers there, and it's basically based off the the television show was based off of that bar itself.
Very cool. Okay.
So you can see that. The Old North Church is up there. If you're any kind of Masonic history buffs or anything like that, this is a great
colonial history
and stuff. This is a great city to go tour because it is full of Masonic history. It's full of colonial history. And that's where the Boston Tea Party happened too.
Yep.
And that was led by Freemasons.
Okay.
So.
Very cool. So your dad said Norm. I assume Norm was on Cheers.
Norm. Yep.
Okay.
Norm.
Other things about Boston, I'm going to tag onto this. Just outside of Boston is Salem, Massachusetts. So if you are really interested in like the Salem witch trials, you really like the paranormal or the unique or just big Halloween buff, definitely consider going out to Boston and then doing a detour, heading south a little bit and checking out some things in Salem. You don't have to do it in October. I mean, it gets really crazy busy during the Halloween season. They do a lot of festivals. There's a lot of things that are going on. So sometimes that's not the best time to go if you are trying to avoid crowds and things like that. Deb says Witches is right up her street. I think that would be a really cool thing to be able to go and check out. So
yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. There's also something else that you could do up there too. You can go out onto the Cape and go do whale watching out there.
Right there in Boston.
Yeah, right there in Boston. So out on the Cape.
Well,
yeah. So, but they have whale watching tours that goes out of Boston too.
Right.
But you can go out on the Cape and go and see the lighthouse out there. It is so beautiful. My mom and dad and I have already done that. That was a really wonderful trip. And when we were there that time, there was the big sails. They had all the sail ships and stuff in the harbor and stuff, and they were sailing them. It was so cool to look out there and just see thousands of sail ships just everywhere. I mean, it was awesome. So, all right, next destination.
Next destination, I want to talk about Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
So this is a really fantastic destination. They have a lot of museums. They do have a zoo if that's something that you're interested in. So there's a lot of things that you can do. This could be a really great weekend trip for you if that's something you're thinking about. With stopping and stuff, because let's face it, most of us have kids, and so you're going to have to make multiple stops. It's about a 5-hour drive from Pittsburgh area. Am I right in that? About 5 hours?
Yeah, well,
4.5.
4.5, 5. Yeah, it depends on traffic and and those beautiful little road cones that are popping up everywhere.
Oh my gosh! So definitely a really fun place to go. Very cool aquarium as well. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because it's also a cruise port.
Yep.
So if you are thinking about maybe doing a cruise, you're not so sure about it and stuff, Baltimore is a really great destination. You don't have to worry about your flights, and you don't have to worry so much about what you're packing and whether or not it's going to be able to get there with you, because you can just drive out there and have all of the stuff that you want for your cruise.
Here, take my bag. Thank you. I'm going to go up deck and have a drink.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you can go Royal Caribbean. They just welcomed Vision of the Seas, which is a fantastic ship that you guys can check out. I do have people that will be on her at Christmas time and then also next spring. So she's got some really great itineraries going to Bermuda and the Bahamas. She's also going to do some fall foliage tours. So there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do on Vision of the Seas, going right up in. So I think that is a really fantastic destination. There's also some really interesting things just south if you are interested in like military installations and things like that. So I think Baltimore is a really great destination if that's something that you guys are interested in, whether it's for a weekend trip just to get out of Dodge, enjoy the seaport a little bit, or if you're actually wanting to do a full-on vacation, but you're trying to avoid those planes.
Yeah. Now, Boston actually has some of the best seafood that you can have around. They not only have the opportunity to be able to get seafood from the ocean, which is not too far away from them, but they also have the bay.
Yep.
And all those crabs. Damn.
And he's bringing this back in because I talked about the fall foliage tour. You can go to Baltimore, you can get on that ship, and one of your stops in most itineraries, not every single one, you will have a stop in Boston. So coming full circle.
So, but the seafood. Anyway, and you get to cross underneath the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and then you get to go
when you're on the cruise.
When you're on the cruise,
out of Baltimore.
Let me rephrase that. When you're on the cruise from out of Baltimore, you get to cross underneath. Well, you got me doing this. So you cross underneath the bridge, and you'll cross over top of the tunnel system down at the very end of the Chesapeake Bay.
Yes, you will.
So, and that would be fun. So,
all right. 5 minutes is up. What's your next destination you want to talk about?
All right. Well, let's go to an easy one. Chincoteague, Virginia. We're just going to go down the coastline, I guess.
Okay.
So Chincoteague, Virginia. Oh my God.
Totally not how we planned this. I figured it'd be all over the place.
No. So Chincoteague, Virginia, great destination if you're into rocket launches and stuff. They have a NASA Wallops Flight Center is just off to the right, I guess. Yeah, the right side. It's not too far away.
Depending on where you're standing.
Exactly. Hush up. Anyway, but they're actually launching more and more launches down there that's going up to the International Space Station, and there's more things that are coming. There is new companies and stuff that are building rockets down there, so there's going to be a lot more launches from right there. It's a great place to see beautiful sunsets, and this is another destination if you love having crab meat and you love seafood.
You like seafood?
Oh my gosh! And
like
some
bay
of the,
food, honestly.
Some of the best pizzas we've ever had. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, go and check out our taste of the two pizza places at Chincoteague, Virginia. That was a lot of fun. Pizza shop
and Lito's Pizza. Yeah.
Yes, it was a lot of fun, and boy, did it taste good. But man, it killed me the next day. But anyway, we ain't talking about that. But
he doesn't handle marinara sauce so well since having his gallbladder taken out. We've learned the hard way.
And the beach there at Assateague Island, it is so beautiful.
It's also home of Misty of Chincoteague. So anybody that has read the Margaret Henry books, there is the Misty of Chincoteague Museum. They're actually trying to, I don't know if it was successful or not. They were trying to buy BB Ranch, which is where she Stormy was born. Which was Misty's daughter. That's where they're trying to make that a part of the museum itself as well.
Beautiful.
So definitely tons and tons of fun, tons of things that you can do there.
Lighthouse you can go up and tour. There's a lot of, if you're into nature and stuff and you like looking at birds and seeing the dolphins.
You want to see mosquitoes that are the size of birds?
Yes, that is the state bird for Chincoteague is the mosquito. So,
yes, they're big, but they're not quite that big.
Yeah. So, all right, next.
All right, so next one I want to talk about, I'm going to take us back inland because I want to talk about Gatlinburg and Dollywood.
Okay.
So that is going to be between a 7 and 8 hour drive from the Pittsburgh area. So it is a little bit farther out. But it's really a fantastic destination. Now, we personally like Gatlinburg a little bit more, just because you're literally in the mountains. Everything is built around the mountains themselves.
Yes.
So it's a very unique destination. You've got the Aquarium of the Smokies, which I highly recommend if nobody's ever done that before. All up and down.
It's Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yep, Ripley's Believe It or Not Aquarium.
Yep.
All up and down the main thoroughway. Excuse me. Is different museums and different things that you can do. Some of my favorites are the Cars Museum.
Oh, man.
We really enjoy going and doing that and seeing some original Hollywood cars.
Got to see the Knight Rider car, Miami Vice car, Dukes of Hazzard, some of the stuff from Fast and the Furious. Oh, and don't forget Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you get to see all of them. You also get to see, there's a couple of different Ripley museums that you can check out as well, right in that area. And then some really fantastic dining. So lots of fun things that you can do there. It's also where you can go if you're wanting to go up to Anakeesta, which is one of their treetop canopy places. Like you can go and you can go through the trees and stuff in these treetop canopy walkways and things. There's also not necessarily at Anakeesta, the other areas, there is mountain coasters. That's not something that you've ever thought about doing. It's really incredible. Gambling?
Not so much.
Not in Gatlinburg.
No.
Pigeon Forge, there might be a couple small places, but I don't know if there's any there either. Old Smoky Moonshine.
Old Smoky Moonshine. Yeah.
That's a really cool thing to do. And we actually like the Gatlinburg location the best because that's where they're actually cooking the mash and everything. And you get to learn about the process
that's where the distillery is.
Moonshine.
Yeah. And they're making it right there and you can smell it. And sometimes it smells a little, and there's sometimes it's like, and then you can go into the bars and pay a price, and you get some samples and stuff. So it's really cool.
And if you decide to purchase any jars of moonshine, that sample money that you paid into will go towards your jar of moonshine.
Exactly.
So they always
have really good deals too. Like if you buy 3, you get something else, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you buy a whole case, you get a free T-shirt. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
And the great thing is about Old Smoky Moonshine, they offer special moonshines only right there in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge that
Yep.
you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, I miss my butterscotch. We need
Yes.
to make another trip.
Yep.
Noah's been pushing pretty hard for Gatlinburg, not because of the moonshine, but
Yeah, but I guarantee
I don't
it
think he
is.
would argue.
I guarantee it is.
But we're past due. So definitely Gatlinburg. I also really like it because you are right there in the Smokies. So you can go and do a lot of really fun nature trails. You can go up to Klingman's Dome.
Yep.
Highly recommend that. I think he is meaning Cherokee. Oh, yes. Cherokee, North Carolina is just south. So if you drive through the Smokies on the old Smoky pathway that goes down outside of Gatlinburg, you can get into Cherokee and you can do that. But yeah, definitely. And then also because Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, they're literally separated by this like really picturesque pathway with a couple of tunnels. And then boom, you're in Gatlinburg, and then boom, you're in Pigeon Forge and stuff. And they're really different vibes. But Pigeon Forge, there's a lot of things you can do. It's very much like the Myrtle Beach of the mountains.
Yeah, it is.
You've got a Dixie Stampede. You've got all these different dinner shows like the Hatfield and McCoy dinner show. You've got the Titanic experience. There's a really chintzy yellow Dollywood. I wouldn't consider that's a little bit out. But yeah, there's Dollywood, which is fantastic. So there's tons that you can do and keep going back over and over and over.
And there's Margaritaville.
In Margaritaville, yeah. There's 2 actually Margaritas that you can stay in. So your next destination.
Okay, well, let's talk about Columbus, Ohio. And 4 hours from here, well, about 4.5 actually. So depending on what part you're going to. But one of our favorite things.
Don't speed through Zanesville.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. One of our favorite things that we love to go do in Columbus, Ohio is go visit the Columbus Zoo.
Exactly.
Talk about a awesome experience. Jack Hanna's zoo up there is one of the best, best by far. They have a manatee rehabilitation. Thank you. That's the word I was trying to find in my head. That they rehabilitate manatees from Florida. They fly them up. And they unload them.
They actually handle flying really well, which I was shocked by.
Yeah. And then they rehabilitate them and then take them back down to Florida and they release them again. So it's a wonderful program. You can see the manatees. You can see the manatees and stuff up there or over there. They have giraffes. They have a feeding station where you can feed the giraffes and stuff. I love that.
I know, cool.
You can watch the cheetahs run on the plains and stuff. They actually have a demonstration every once in a while where they can take the ball and it goes flying around and stuff and the cheetah runs after it. And then there's a water park attached to that there
Zoomeezy Bay.
Yeah. So there's so much stuff to do just there. They also have around Columbus, there's a place called COSI, which is a science center.
Your dad had to write it down.
And COSI is actually one of my favorite places to go to. Now, it used to be downtown, literally almost right across the street from the very first Wendy's that Dave Thomas actually opened and started running out of Columbus, Ohio. So if you ever want to go there, it is literally almost right in the middle of downtown. And I think you've been there and you just don't even realize you've been there.
I probably have been there. I did spend just under a year of going to school at Ohio State University. So there's a lot of things that I got to do during that year that I never realized what it was I was doing. So hindsight being what it is. So there's that. It's also home of the Ohio State University. Highly recommend that you go and you check out the Horseshoe, check out the campus. It's absolutely beautiful. While you're in the area, get some Raising Cane's because it's really, really good chicken tenders. Obviously, there's Raising Cane's in tons of places, but I fell in love with it when I was at school there at Ohio State University. So special place in my heart. And we always, whenever we're in Columbus, we try really hard to go to that one that I used to go to, which was just outside of the school area.
And an interesting fact, this guy right here has actually performed and marched on the Ohio State Horseshoe. That's field.
Crazy.
So this was back when they
went up to me on that.
So that is a very exciting thing. And I Oh man,
before they closed it in too.
yeah,
So
yeah. Before they closed it in, you could look. When I was marching on it, you could look out at the end zone and you can look straight out. But now it's all closed in. But it's still an awesome stadium. It's beautiful. I've done concerts there. I've performed on this on the field there. So that was like a lifetime ago for me. But
yep.
all right, next destination.
Next destination for me, I'm going to talk about the entire state of Kentucky very briefly. So
Whew.
obviously, there's
Wow.
there's a couple of things in Kentucky. So I'm like, if you want to do a driving trip to see a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
So Newport, Kentucky, they have a fantastic
Oh,
aquarium.
yes. Big time.
It might actually be a little even better than the one that they have in Gatlinburg.
Mhm.
So absolutely amazing aquarium. Highly recommend that you check that out. If you go down just a little bit further, you've got Louisville, Kentucky, where you can go and visit the Slugger Museum.
Yeah.
So if you have any little sluggers that are really into baseball,
Mhm.
this might be a really great place for you to visit. There's also home of the Kentucky Derby in Lexington. So definitely check that out as well. See?
Yep.
And there's Mammoth Caverns. Yes. Thank you, Mike, for mentioning that, because a friend of mine, and she was kind of the inspiration for this. She's a fellow travel agent. She lives in Southern Georgia. They're doing a driving tour. They're going all the way up from Southern Georgia, all the way up through Ohio, up into Niagara Falls, and then they're coming back down on the East Coast. And they got to do Mammoth Caverns.
Yep.
They were there about 5 days ago. Phenomenal, beautiful.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to experience it ourselves. And then another thing that they have in Kentucky, which you're not really going to find anywhere else, is the Ark exhibit. So if you are religious, you want to go and see Noah's Ark. They do have that Ark experience right there in Kentucky. And I think that would be a really great thing. I actually have planned 2 different trips where people have gone and they have done that experience. There's actually 2 parts of it. There's the Ark, and then there's an actual museum, creation museum. So we have planned that twice for 2 different families, and they have absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm going to add to that. So there's also the Corvette Museum that's in.
Oh, yeah.
You forgot about that. And they have a test track where you can pay a certain price and take a Corvette out and run it through the test track and stuff too. Plus, the Kentucky Motor Speedway is another place to go see some great racing anytime they're in town, and NASCAR when they're in town, and then any other local racings, because they also do a lot of local stock car racing and stuff in there too. So
very cool.
A lot of fun things you can do right there in Kentucky. Plus, don't ever forget, Kentucky makes one of my favorite drinks.
Oh yes, whiskey.
Yes, you got Kentucky bourbon and
Kentuck Knob, and there's a bunch of them. Yeah, and you can actually go and go to the facilities and have it right there. So that's really cool.
Yeah. So.
And we forgot to mention that for Columbus, you can also go to the Budweiser factory.
Oh,
there.
yeah. I forgot about that.
So.
And actually see how the beer is actually made and brewed and stuff.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you can get it. Well, it used to be you could get a free taste test. You might have to pay a price.
Yeah,
now,
I'm not quite sure. It's been a few years.
Yeah. So, and there's a wonderful hotel right across the street.
Yeah.
I've stayed at many times. So. Used to have an awesome restaurant inside of it. So.
Yeah.
Don't know about it anymore.
All right, we got time for one more. So what's your last one you want to talk about?
Oh, let's see. Where do we need to go? All right. New Orleans.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's where
I figured it'd be Erie or Niagara. Let's talk about New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, this one's going to be kind of a flying trip, but if you
want
to drive
it, flights through Breeze.
Yes, exactly. This is actually a cruise destination, a port destination too.
Yeah.
Disney goes out of there.
Yeah.
Carnival goes out of there, and RC goes
Royal
out.
Caribbean
Yes,
does
RC does too.
A little bit seasonal, so we just have to double check what's going to be going out for your dates.
Yeah. So great things you can do down there. You can actually go on the river boats down there and stuff. You can actually tour those. There is actually cruises that goes up and down the river right there. Yeah. And that's actually a boarding port. Riverboat tours. You can actually take off from right there and go up the river, go up the Mississippi. And they actually come up into Ohio, color up in here into Pittsburgh.
Yes, they do.
Turn around and they go back down. That's where they originate from. Plus, you cannot go to New Orleans without going to Bourbon Street.
Exactly.
You got to go to Bourbon Street. This is definitely a adult area. This is probably not a good area to take kids into.
Bourbon
the
Street.
Bourbon Street. There you go. See,
They know what's happening.
Bourbon Street is really awesome to go tour. French Quarter is a beautiful place. Some of the best food is in the French Quarter. I would say probably by far in the world, some of the best food is in the French Quarter. Some of the best hotels are right in there too. And
yeah, not good for dogs.
Yeah, I agree with that. Poor Ginger. But
that poor dog went through a lot with you guys, didn't she?
Yes, she did. When you guys are there, you definitely need to go do a cemetery tour because everything.
Best jazz too.
Oh yes,
that's what your dad just said.
Music, the jazz. New Orleans, the Big Easy, baby. And when I'm telling you that it's called the Big Easy, you get there and it is just, oh my gosh, it's like you're in a different world. Like it is so cool. But anyway, back to the graveyards. You got to take a tour because all the graveyards are above ground because they can't bury them in the ground because the water table is so high. Yeah. They will literally just come back up out of the ground. So, oh my God, it'd be like rising from the dead again.
Yeah, where do you think some of that stuff came from?
Yeah.
So very cool. And New Orleans is actually a really great destination for several members of your family because there's the World War II Museum.
Yes.
So if you have somebody that's really into like history and want to do that, if you have people that are into the paranormal, like you've got the ghost tours and stuff. There's also tour plantations. Yes, you can definitely tour different plantations. There's I can't remember what the woman's name is, but there are several different authors that have lived in New Orleans during their lifetimes, and you can actually go around. You can tour the different houses that they used to live in, so that's always a really fun thing to do. There's also things that you can do more out in the bayou if you want to go and go fishing or bow fishing. That's something I really want to do is go bow fishing at night. I think that would be a really fun thing. And then let me just think of some other things that you can do just in the area. There's a lot of speakeasies that you can check out.
Some of those speakeasies are so cool. I mean, that some of them you have to go in and get a certain password to be able to get into the speakeasy itself. And you can only get it at one certain location. And you have to go into that store, and then you got to go to another location. It's so cool. But we know where those locations
what
are
we're
at.
Talking about Jackie from Super Enthused. She's doing Vegas right now, which I was debating on talking about Vegas, but we're not going to tonight. They did a really great overview of their time in New Orleans last fall.
Yes, they did.
Check out that video.
Yeah.
The Duck Dynasty people.
That's
not quite New Orleans, but
that's a whole nother topic.
So
very interesting people. Duck Dynasty people, basically, they're a lot of hunters and stuff. And they've got a lot of hunting equipment and stuff. And they've actually had a television show. And they've become very wildly popular because of the television show and some of the shanties that they do. So.
and their religion and such. So they're very vocal about their faith.
Yes.
It's kind of refreshing in today's
totally
world, being afraid to say something.
Yeah.
They're not.
That was not from the TV. That's real.
Nope, that one was real.
But
so other destinations really quickly that we did not get to talk about. Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Check out our Sheridan Bay video if you want to, if you're interested in maybe staying in Erie. Niagara Falls, whether it's the American side or the Canadian side, we are open back up for business. You're able to get in and out of Canada again. So Robertson. So is that the last name of the people? Duck Dynasty people?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. Niagara Falls is another really great place to go. Philly, that is a fantastic destination if you're interested. New York City. I think a lot of people are afraid of New York City, and it's really a fantastic destination. You don't have to drive it. You can actually take an Amtrak and go for the and be there in about 8 hours. And yes, that's their name. But you
Take
can
a
go to New York
megabus
City,
too. Take a
or
megabus.
do the megabus. You
Yeah.
could do that as well.
Ride it overnight, sleep on the bus, get up the next morning. You're in New York City at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, you can do a lot of things in New
Mhm.
York City. As long as you got it planned out by us.
Yeah. We'll help you out.
We'll help
so
you out.
I actually have a family that's going in July.
Yep.
Their son is turning 18 and he wants to go see the Sweeney Todd on Broadway.
That's awesome.
And he's lucky because Josh Groban is in it right now, and
Yeah.
he is very, very well known and is going to do a fantastic job. And then the other destination that we didn't get to talk about is the state of Michigan. Believe it or
Yes.
not, there's a million and one things that you can do there. There is the Henry Ford Museum that you can go and you can check out. You can go up to the Upper Peninsula, which is really fun. Mackinac Island, that's something we also highly recommend.
You can see 3 of the Great Lakes.
Yep. So there's about a million and one things that you can do. There's sand dunes actually on the western part of the western shores of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
If that is something that you have always wanted to see, I mean, you don't necessarily have to go all the way down into North Carolina and Kitty Hawk in order to see that. There's sand dunes right there in Michigan.
Yeah. Totally.
So if you have any thoughts or like you would like us to help you start planning something along those lines, definitely reach out to us. My email is megan@plumcrazyadventures.com. And I would love to be able to start planning those with you.
Yeah, totally.
Because road trips, I mean,
those are some of the best. Those are some of the best.
They're my jam. I have so much fun
Yeah.
planning those.
Because like we converse back and forth all the time on those, and she's like, "Okay, they want to go this one." I'm like, "Oh my god, they got to stop and let's see this. They got to go do this." And then she's like, "Oh, they got to go do this." And so like we're throwing ideas together. You don't have to do every one of them.
We always put too much stuff in.
But
like, you don't have to do it all.
Yeah, I'd rather you know a lot of information about that road trip that you're doing.
Yeah.
And the way you're going and the little things that you can do just off of the interstate or even just back in, 10, 15 miles. So, I mean, it's so cool, the different things that you can experience just by going on a road trip.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you guys realize, but that actually is a road behind us. So.
Yep, most definitely.
Right. Well,
and speaking of which, real quick, I just want to share this with you. Road trips are so much fun. I have so much fun planning them. And some of the random things that I have told people, for instance, I had a very good friend of mine in February. Her and her husband went on their first road trip together post-pandemic and everything. And they were going down to the Keys from Pittsburgh. Okay. They did not have a good start. I didn't know about this until much later. But the next day, they stopped for the night. The next day, they're fighting with each other. They're having issues and such. And they saw a Buc-ee's. And he had seen a Buc-ee's at some point in time, like on a TikTok or whatever. And he goes, "Oh, a Buc-ee's." And she's like, "Yeah, Megan mentioned a Buc-ee's. Like, let's check out a Buc-ee's." And she goes, "Oh my God, Megan, like you didn't really," like she goes, "You told me about it. And you were like, oh my gosh, this is great." She goes, "I thought you were nuts telling me about a gas station." Yeah. She goes, "Buc-ee's saved our marriage." No joke.
Hey,
one of the most random things. And she's like, "It saved our marriage." She goes, "We were laughing. We were giggling like little kids. And like, oh my God, there's this, there's that." Yeah. And they had a fantastic trip the rest of the time because she's like, "Yeah, like Megan told me about that. Let's go check it out and stuff."
Yep.
So those are the fun, quirky things that I can, hopefully you guys won't be having a bad time and need something like that. But off the wall recommendations for the win.
Yes, totally. All right, guys. Well, we have definitely went over tonight. We're over by about 9-10 minutes. So first of all, I want to thank everybody that has joined our Plum Crazy family here on Facebook
and YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook. We really appreciate all the love and support that we continuously get from you guys. Please continue to let everybody know about Plum Crazy Adventures. Anything that we can do to help you book your vacation and stuff, help you plan that trip, give us a call.
Most definitely.
Give us an email, shoot us a message, shoot us a pigeon or a fax or a fox, whatever you got to do. Get the information over to us.
The foxes get a little confused anymore. So.
Yeah. Well, we had one of them that was lost. He was running around trying to find us, but anyway. Yeah. But we really appreciate it. Look forward to some new videos coming out. We're actually getting ready to go on Saturday to do something fun with Nick. And we're going to actually bring you guys along with us on this. This is something really cool that we've been wanting to do for quite a while. And we're finally getting to go do it Saturday because the weather is going to be perfect. Hopefully, if it doesn't change.
I know, right?
And we're going to bring that video to you hopefully within the next week. And then the following weekend, Megan and I are going to be going down in Florida to do a ship inspection tour, which that video will be coming out after we get back.
Yeah.
And a couple properties down there that we're going to be doing, and our big surprise video for our 100th video. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned to see what that is and exactly what we're going to be doing.
Exactly.
Well, with that being said, guys, I really appreciate everybody being here tonight. Thank you for everybody sending all the love and comments. We love chatting with everybody.
Yes.
And don't forget, even after we're done with this video on Facebook, guys, go back in and share it to your page so that way everybody can watch our videos too. And anybody that's friends with you will start learning about Plum Crazy Adventures. So wait a couple minutes, go in, find our video, click share, and post it to your page.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your help with that too.
Thank you. So anyway, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same station at Plum Crazy Adventures at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. And as always, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy Adventure?
Because we're ready to get you there.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.